we have to discuss about the India, the river system and the availability of the water resources in our country. In this, you may know this, today we are suffering to lack of pure water. Nearly just only the human beings for agriculture, we are utilizing just only 5% of water bodies on the earth's surface. But what is happening? The remaining part of these are water bodies. In these 40 million hectares of these land is flooded land in India. Why? Because there is no major project. We have very little project, and 40 millions of these hectares of land in India is completely flooded land. In these, we are using just only 5% of water surface for irrigation, for domestic purpose, and these are other uses. So, in these, 70% of water bodies is totally polluted. What is the reason for that? Why do we are fighting for the water? Now we know this one. Between of these states fighting for the water disputes. Reason is there is no excess water of these India. The people is not using excess water of these country. Why? Because nearly 70% of water bodies is completely joined into these ocean. Because of it is an out surface of water. There is no storage capability in our country. So that's why just only 5% of water bodies among these we are utilizing for the agriculture and the domestic purpose and the household purpose. Now we know this one. Physiographically, these rivers are originate from these Himalayas. Some rivers are originate from these Western Ghats. In these Himalayas, now we know this one. Himalayas is the birth of the rivers, northern rivers, and Western Ghat is also birth of these peninsular rivers. According to this topic, the Indian river system is broadly it is divided into three categories. Geographically, physiogeographically, the rivers in India it is divided into three categories. One is Himalayan rivers, second one is peninsular plateaus, third one is Indo-Gangetic plains rivers. It is broadly divided into availability of these water. It is divided into two major categories. In these, now you see this one, Indian rivers, Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. In these, the Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers, peninsular rivers are rain-fed rivers. Why? Because the birthplace of these Himalayan rivers are Himalayas. Why? Because Indus, Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna and the tributaries originate from these Himalayas. It has a plenty of water. It will flow throughout of these year. So that's why we called perennial rivers. Perennial rivers means throughout the years. The rivers are full of water. What are these perennial rivers? Like this, Indus, Brahmaputra, Ganga and the tributaries are the Himalayan rivers. Because of why do we call the Himalayan rivers? The birthplace of these rivers is Himalayas in glaciers. In this, second one is peninsular rivers. Peninsula means the southern side of these India. We call the peninsula. The last class we have discussed the southern side of these India is a peninsula. Which of these rivers it will flow across these land is called the peninsular rivers. In these major rivers in these peninsular rivers is Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi is a major rivers in peninsular rivers and they the tributaries. What is these tributaries? Tungabhadra. The some rivers they are originate from these peninsular plateaus and it will flow towards these northern directions and join with these Ganga rivers. You know, understand? The some rivers originate from these peninsular plateaus. It will flow towards these northern directions and join with these Ganga rivers. What are the rivers? Chambal, Kosi, Son, Betwa. These are the tributary of peninsular rivers. The tributary of these Ganga rivers originate from these peninsular plateaus and flow towards these northern directions and join with these river Ganga. In these, except of these two rivers, which is Narmada and Tapati, almost of these rivers is flow towards these eastern directions and join with these Bay of Bengal. These two rivers are Narmada and Tapati. It will flow from west to eastern directions and join with these Arabian Sea. These are except two rivers in these peninsular plateau, which is Narmada and Tapi. Flow from east to western directions and join in these Arabian Sea. And Godavari, Krishna, Tungabhadra, Kaveri, Mahanadi, these are the major rivers in peninsular plateau. To form the delta regions is also mouth of these rivers. So these are flow towards these eastern sides and join into these Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal. So now come to these point. We have to discuss briefly about these Himalayan rivers. In these, Indus and Ganga and Brahmaputra. These are originate from these Himalayas. It is broadly divided into three different categories. In this, now you see this one, Indus river system, Ganga river system and Brahmaputra river system. The Indus river is originating into these greater Himalayas in the Manasa Sarovar at Kailash range, which is the river Indus is originating Kailash range near the Manasa Sarovar in the Himalayas. It is entered into these Jammu and Kashmir and flow towards these across these Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Haryana, and it is entered into these Pakistan. The large portions of these Indus rivers is flow only in Pakistan. Is very little portions of these in India. So this is the Indus rivers. Second one is Ganga river system. So the Ganga river, it is from the plainlands in India. Already you have know this. We have discussed the relief features in India. The plainlands is formed by the depositions of Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra. So the Gangas is from the plainlands and it is originated from these Himalayas. So, but it has the twin source of glaciers rivers. How it is from the Ganga rivers? Twin source of glaciers rivers. These are originated from these Himalayas. What is this one? Bhagirathi and Alakananda. These both are from the Ganga river in Devaprayaga in Uttar Pradesh. Devaprayaga in Uttar Pradesh, which is Bhagirathi. What is the name of glaciers of Bhagirathi? Is Gangotri and Satopanth is a glacier. It is called Alakananda in the place of Devaprayaga. With the help of these twin source of these glaciers to form the Ganga rivers. In these, Ganga is a major river of these India. It is the longest river and is very it will form the plain regions in India. The one of the largest tributary of these Ganga is Yamuna, which is the largest tributary of these Ganga is Yamuna, and some rivers originate from these peninsular plateaus and join with these Ganga is called peninsular tributaries. These are Chambal, Kosi and Son. These are the tributaries of these Ganga, originate from these peninsular river, and it will flow across these northern plains like that Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and to make the plainlands, it is make the vegetation. The third is Brahmaputra river. It is also one of the largest river in India. So the Brahmaputra rivers. Now you see here, this is the birthplace of these Brahmaputra. The both of these, Indus and Brahmaputra, the both are originate nearby to these Kailash range near the Manasa Sarovar. Both of these. Which of these the most important rivers? Indus and Brahmaputra both are together to originate from these Himalayas. And it will flow towards these eastern direction and take turn into these South India, where it is in Dihang Valley is entered into these Arunachal Pradesh and across to these Assam and join with these Ganga rivers in Bangladesh. So the name of these Brahmaputra rivers in these Tibetan region is Sangpo. What is the name of Brahmaputra rivers in Tibetan region? Sangpo. Why? Because the large portions of these Brahmaputra will flow only in Tibetan region and turn to these southern side and entered in the Arunachal Pradesh, the valley of Dihang, and across to these Brahmaputra, across to these Assam region. In these regions, it is also has the twin sources. What is this one? Dibang and Lohit is joined in these Assam and to form a Brahmaputra region. So this is a region of Assam. The Brahmaputra is also has the twin source of these rivers. What is this one? Dibang and Lohit. Which of these two smaller rivers to form the Brahmaputra in Assam. And it is also joined with the Ganga rivers in Bangladesh and to make the plain lands. So this is the river systems in India. And peninsular river. Just now we have discussed peninsular rivers Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, Tapati and Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Kaveri and their tributaries. These are peninsular plateau rivers. We call peninsular plateau rivers. Why? Because almost of these are Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tungabhadra. These are originated into these western Ghats and flow towards these eastern direction to make the plainlands in South India, as well as Mahanadi in Orissa. It is also from the plainlands. So these are the major peninsular plateau rivers in India. So in these, the largest river and longest rivers in South India is Godavari. These also make the plainlands in India, South India. Krishna is also make the plainlands in South India. So these are the major peninsular rivers in India. So this is one. Next, what is the uses of water? In these, two types of uses is there. In these, outflow water, inflow water. Which is the surface on these earth we called outflow water. For example, rivers, ponds, lakes, it will flow the water out surface of these earth. So it is called outflow waters. Inflow waters means underground waters, we call the inflow waters. Inflow waters means underground water. But now today we are suffering to lack of these water. Why? Because we are using more than recharging of these groundwater. But the recharge is very less. Now recently, you know this one, the state of Telangana, after the bifurcation 2014, the government of Telangana is led the major project and plan to develop the groundwater. You know this one, Mission Kakatiya is also one of the major project and is a recharging to these groundwater. Due to these action, due to these plan to recharge the groundwater, because developing sink wells, building check dams, developing forest, developing CCA, CCT means continue counter trenches. With the help of these, we will recharge the groundwater. Already we have studied in the previous classes in class 7th, recharging groundwater. Do you know this one? Once you review that and add the answers. Now, uses of water. Now we are using water for the different purpose, especially agriculture, means irrigation purpose. We need abundant of water for the agriculture. Why? Because each and every crops is depending on these water. Now we take the example paddy is main food crops in India. It is completely depending on these irrigation, but they need more quantity of these water. Why? Because the roots is fulfilled totally 24 hours is completely in water. So that's why the irrigation is very important. And second one is domestic purpose. Domestic purpose means we are using for the different purpose, for drinking, for washing, for cleaning, for animal, for plantations. We need water bodies. This is called the domestic purpose. So next, another one is for the uses of water for industries. Now we know this one. The number of industries, they are established or located the bank of rivers. Now we know this one. Indus rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and their the tributaries, Godavari, Krishna. Most of these rivers in India, they had the number of industries and they the bank. Why? Because for the manufacturing process, these industries they want abundant of water bodies. So that's why the irrigation and the industries they need more quantity of these water bodies. Now, nowadays, the water bodies is not sufficient for running the agriculture, for running the industries. So now we are fighting each other, we are discussing each other. And you know this one about the Tungabhadra is one of the major rivers in South India. It is now Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and as well as Karnataka, Telangana. We are fighting for these Tungabhadra. Why? Because there is no fulfill of these river. Why? Because there is a catchment areas, depth of these rivers is very little water. So we are fighting each other today. Why? Because there is no sufficient water. Why? Because we are using more and more quantity of these water than these recharging groundwater. So this is a river systems and water resources in our India. So at the time of exams, what type of questions they will rise on these? So drainage, explain the drainage systems in India. Drainage means you don't think about our municipality drainage and village drainage. Drainage means water resources and water system are the river systems in India. In this now we have discussed briefly Himalayan river system and peninsular river systems. These are the two major drainage systems in India. So on this, what type of question they will rise? What is the difference between these Himalayan river systems and the peninsular river system? What is the difference between these Himalayan river systems and the peninsular river system? So name of these peninsular river systems. Next, what are the two rivers? It will flow towards these western directions. Name of these peninsular rivers, tributary of these Ganga rivers. What are the peninsular rivers? It is a tributary of these Ganga river. Which is the largest rivers in India? How many types of these river systems in India? What are the twin source of these Ganga rivers? What are the twin source of these Brahmaputra rivers? What is the birthplace of these Himalayan rivers? Which two rivers are originated from these Himalayas? So in these, Indus and Brahmaputra. These are the two major rivers originate from these Himalayas. Now this is river systems in India and water resources. Thank you.